Hello, my name is Seven Johnson. I'm a sales engineer with ESET North America. This video will showcase ESET's endpoint protection technology and its powerful cloud-based management service, ESET Cloud Administrator. Before we continue, I'd like to tell you a little bit about ESET. ESET is a cybersecurity software vendor with over 30 years of expertise. We are trusted by more than 400,000 businesses around the globe. We utilize a proven multi-layered technology, and we have a full security portfolio for businesses of any size. ESET provides a wide portfolio of tools to reduce exposure and secure your environment. Here you can see how ESET solutions map to Gartner's adaptive security architecture. In the Prevent quadrant, ESET provides proactive prevention via its endpoint security products, offering features like device control, network attack protection, advanced memory scanner, and botnet protection. To take prevention even further, ESET offers its multi-factor authentication product, ESET Secure Authentication, which provides multi-factor protection for desktop logins, Windows UAC prompts, remote access management, VPN access, and more. For data privacy and compliance, ESET offers ESET Endpoint Encryption, which provides our customers secure full disk encryption, file and folder encryption, email encryption, and removable media encryption. In the Detect quadrant, we have ESET Enterprise Inspector, our endpoint detection and response solution, which provides improved visibility and other tools for advanced threat detection. The Respond quadrant also contains ESET's enterprise solutions as well as ESET Dynamic Threat Defense, which is our advanced cloud sandbox technology. And finally, in the Predict quadrant, ESET offers its Threat Intelligence, ESET Virus Radar, and We Live Security blog, which provide real-time feeds and industry security reporting to help strengthen your defenses. ESET offers multi-layered protection, which includes advanced machine learning, both local and cloud sandboxing, and behavioral-based scanning technology. ESET products are resource-aware and have a light footprint on the systems. Diverse protection coverage is available for Windows, Macintosh, Linux, file servers, and mobile devices, including both Android and iOS. ESET offers a powerful IP browser-based remote management framework. ESET is a trusted technology company with a long history in the market, and ESET regularly participates in independent third-party testing. ESET's endpoint security solutions provide complete layered protection for the endpoint. This includes antivirus, anti-malware, anti-spyware, network attack protection, ransomware shield, web scanning, email scanning, and host intrusion protection. In addition, ESET endpoint products provide web content control, device control, and a local firewall, all controlled from a policy on the central management console. Important hallmarks of ESET's endpoint protection are high detection rates, low false positives, and low system resource utilization. ESET's advanced technology, multi-layered scanning, and LiveGrid cloud-based reputation system make ESET an award-winning security solution for environments of all sizes. This next slide illustrates ESET's layered protection technologies. Devices are protected by scanning components that cover all phases of execution. This includes the pre-execution phase, the execution phase, and post-execution. ESET Cloud Administrator offers software as a service with browser-based administration, allowing you to manage your company's infrastructure from the cloud. It offers a streamlined, centralized management system with everything you need for deploying, updating, and managing your ESET-protected endpoints. ESET Cloud Administrator is cost-effective. There is no hardware to purchase or maintain. You can deploy, secure, update, monitor, and manage your endpoints remotely from any standard web browser. So let's go ahead and jump into our demo of ESET Endpoint Security Solutions and ESET Cloud Administrator. ESET offers diverse endpoint protection for all of your devices and operating systems, including Windows and Macs, Windows servers, Linux servers and workstations, Microsoft SharePoint, Microsoft Exchange, and Android and iOS mobile devices. ESET Endpoint Protection offers modern behavior-based detection methodology, multi-layered scanning for protection during all program run phases. This includes pre-execution, execution, and post-execution scanning. It offers a UEFI scanner, an in-product sandbox, and protection suite installed on the endpoint, including a personal two-way firewall, web control, and device control. Once deployed, ESET security products can all be managed from the centralized management console. The system administrator can also protect their settings and configurations by setting a password on the centralized management console. The ESET Endpoint Scanner is a multi-layered behavior scanner. This includes real-time file system protection to scan files and processes as they are launched or accessed. Cloud-based protection, otherwise known as LiveGrid, is a global reputation and malware monitoring system. Every ESET endpoint can send anonymous data about suspected threats to ESET labs for machine learning analysis. LiveGrid uses machine learning algorithms in the cloud to help us maintain a high detection rate with low false positives. In addition, ESET Dynamic Threat Defense is an optional service that offers powerful cloud-based sandboxing technology. It unpacks and executes previously unseen malware in a secure environment in the cloud run by our malware researchers. Basically, any ESET Dynamic Threat Defense enabled endpoint will send a file to ESET Dynamic Threat Defense for closer analysis using 9 different dynamic machine learning algorithms. If the file is deemed malicious, the file will be blocked and then all ESET Dynamic Threat Defense enabled machines will be alerted. ESET Dynamic Threat Defense allows ESET to identify zero-day exploits and malware. HIPS, or Host-Based Intrusion Prevention System, is a significant part of ESET's total endpoint protection. The HIPS engine encompasses the following endpoint components. Self-defense and protected service prevent malware from disabling, uninstalling, or tampering with your antivirus product. Advanced Memory Scanner monitors system calls and looks for process injection and fileless malware. This technology allows ESET to detect malware that is able to defeat pre-execution scanners. Exploit Blocker blocks exploits from applications and programs like Java, Flash, and document readers such as Adobe Acrobat. Ransomware Shield monitors the behavior of applications and processes that try to modify your personal data. In network protection, we have the firewall that lets you enable the local firewall and also configure any custom rules you may need for the firewall. And we also have network attack protection, which is comprised of an IDS or intrusion detection system. It is a vital scanner designed to block behavior related to network exploits such as Eternal Blue and Double Pulsar, which were exploits used during the WannaCry attack. Botnet protection provides additional ransomware protection against newer threats, as these newer threats rely on downloading encryption keys from command and control servers over the internet. In the web and email section, we have protocol filtering. If enabled, all HTTPS, IMAP, and POP3 traffic will be checked by the scanner. Email client protection increases the level of active protection against malicious code in email messages. Web access protection blocks access to web pages known to contain malicious content. Malicious content will be blocked before it is downloaded. This protects against drive-by downloads and cross-site scripting attacks. Anti-phishing protection blocks web pages known to distribute this type of content. And web control is a web content filter, and it provides full category-based content filtering. Device control allows you to block the use of external or unauthorized devices on your protected endpoints. Device control rules can be created and customized from the central management console. And to summarize, ESET endpoint products are self-contained and fully configurable from the centralized management console. It offers multi-layered protection with behavior-based scanning. It includes a rich feature set such as a local firewall, web control, email scanning, and device control. It is a cloud-connected solution that offers advanced scanning via the LiveGrid reputation system. And it offers high detection rates with low false positives, and yet it is very lightweight on the system. At this point, let's take a look at ESET's centralized management console. The first thing you'll want to do is visit ESET's business account portal at eba.eset.com. If you don't already have a login created, you could register for one for free. Once logged in, the ESET business account portal allows you to manage all of your ESET licenses from one location. In addition, the ESET business account portal gives you information such as alerts, license information, activated devices, user management, audit log, details, and settings. You can also launch the Cloud Administrator directly from the ESET business account portal, or you can add users to delegate access. You could also activate two-factor authentication from the management portal. One other thing that may be of use is our support page at help.eset.com. Here you can find information to help get you started, things like installation guides, system requirements, administration guides, and other technical documents for all of ESET's products. To access the ESET Cloud Administrator portal, you could launch it directly from your ESET business account or by visiting eca.eset.com. ESET Cloud Administrator, or ECA, allows you to manage ESET products installed on workstations and servers from one centralized, single pane of glass location. Using the ECA web console, you can deploy ESET solutions, manage tasks, enforce security policies, monitor system status, and quickly respond to problems or threats on remote devices. With ESET Cloud Administrator, you can manage your company network security without the need to buy, install, or maintain additional hardware. This reduces the total cost of ownership of the security solution and allows you to concentrate on other important tasks. Setup of ESET Cloud Administrator and deployment of ESET security products is fast and easy and gives you visibility into overall network security. This solution is currently offered as a service to ESET business customers with up to 250 devices. It is accessible anytime, anywhere via a web-based management console. Once logged in, you're presented with a dashboard that gives you a quick at-a-glance view of the environment. Here you can see the total number of devices that you have checking into the management console. You can see if there's any attention required or if there's any security risks in the environment. The tabs at the top also include useful information, such as any incidents that have been detected in the environment, information about your computers, antivirus threats, firewall threats, and also you can check the versions of ESET applications deployed in the environment, and if there's any that are out of date or behind in their versions, you can easily update from the management console here if you choose. In the computer section, we can review information about devices we have deployed in the environment. We can also organize computers into static groups and dynamic groups. Computers can belong to one static group at a time. They can belong to multiple dynamic groups, assuming they meet the criteria for the dynamic group. For example, what is the operating system? Does it have outdated modules? Does it have an outdated operating system? Or has it reported a problem? This makes it easy to create tasks to enable automation in the environment. For example, I can create a task that will automatically launch against a computer that has reported a problem, such as a virus or other problem. You could get other useful information about devices deployed in the environment simply by clicking on the device and choosing Show Details. Here you could see hardware information, licenses and products, any action required, and also users who are using the machine. You can review configuration such as applied policies. You can request and review logs about your devices from the management console. You can review task execution status. You can review installed applications, and you can even uninstall applications if you choose. You can review any existing alerts against devices, or if there's any threats reported about a device. You can also run tasks on your machines just by clicking the machine and choosing the appropriate task. For example, I can scan a machine, I can update modules, I can reboot or shut down a machine, I can run an existing task or create a new task, I can even send a wake-up call to a machine. This is useful if I want to make a machine check into the console immediately instead of waiting for the default replication interval period. I can also remove a machine from the console if I choose. In the threat section, we can review threats that have been detected in the environment. You can see when the threat occurred, what the computer name was, the threat type, and so on. You can also create filters to filter on certain criteria, such as whether the threat was resolved, and you can also choose one of the presets, if you like, to help you find things like unresolved threats, high severity threats, and so on. In the reports section, we have over 100 pre-configured reports ready for you to use. It's very likely you're going to find useful reports in here, but if you wanted to create a new report, you can do that. You can also modify an existing report. You can also schedule reports to generate themselves on a schedule and email those reports to you. The tasks section has various tasks that you could use to manage your environment. You could do things like run diagnostics on your endpoints. You can trigger a module's update. You can trigger an on-demand scan. There's a whole selection of tasks here to help make your job easier as a system admin. You can also do things like display a message to your users, maybe warning them of an upcoming system reboot. You can trigger the operating system update. You can run a command against a machine. So this is handy to maybe run system administrative scripts or other processes or executables. You can even shut down the computer, install software, and also uninstall software. Policies are used to push specific configurations to ESET products running on client computers. This allows you to avoid configuring each client's ESET product manually. A policy can be applied directly to individual computers as well as both static and dynamic groups. ESET Cloud Administrator comes with several built-in policies ready for you to use. If you choose, you can also create custom policies for your environment. To update an existing policy, simply navigate to the appropriate policy and click the gear icon and choose Edit. Here you can give the policy a name, and you can also control all of the settings on your endpoints from the centralized policy. In settings, we can control all aspects of the product on your user's endpoints. You can configure preferences for the detection engine. You can configure exclusions if you need any exclusions in the environment. You can configure real-time file system protection, cloud-based protection, malware scans, HIPS preferences. You can choose to enable the local firewall on your endpoints. You can also create custom firewall rules if necessary. Network attack protection. You can enable web and email protection. This protects not only locally installed email products such as Microsoft Outlook, but also web-based email like Office 365 or Gmail. Web access protection, anti-phishing protection. You can create complex web control rules to control websites users are allowed to visit. You could create simple rules where you simply upload a list of URLs you want to have blocked, or you can use category groups to use the advanced category grouping system to block content or material that you do not want users to access in your environment. You can even create a custom message or display a custom graphic that is displayed to your users when they try to access inappropriate material. Device control allows you to build device control rules to control how portable media is handled in the environment. You could create rules to allow specific devices, and then you could create another rule to block anything else. This protects your environment from infection from external, unauthorized portable storage devices. In tools, you could set preferences such as scheduled scans, notifications for Microsoft Windows updates, ESET command line functionality. You can enable RMM control over your endpoints. You can configure logging and the verbosity of the log files, and also the data retention period for your log files. If you're using a proxy server, you can configure that here. You can configure email notifications or alerts to notify your system admin team in the event of a critical issue or an infection in the environment. You can also configure preferences for desktop notifications. The user interface can also be configured to set various preferences, such as the display mode on the workstation devices, whether you see a splash screen, application statuses, you can configure that here. If the users are going to see license information, you can configure preferences for alerts and text boxes, how long an alert will time out on a user's desktop, for example. And if you wanted to configure a password for your policies, which is highly recommended, you could do that here in Access Setup. And finally, the override mode allows you to set a temporary override password for your devices. This can be shared with a remote user or a remote system admin for troubleshooting purposes. Once the time period expires, the settings that you have on your original policy will go back into effect. Once you've finished making your changes to your policy, you can assign it to your devices using the Assign tab here. Assigning policies to devices is easy. You can select the All group, and all computers that have an ESET agent with the appropriate operating system for the policy in question will get applied here. You could also assign it to individual groups or individual devices, depending on your needs. This makes it easy to assign multiple policies to multiple devices, or you can even create separate individual policies and assign them to different groups. The installer section allows you to build installer files for endpoints in your environment. You can either download an existing installer by clicking it and choosing download via link or send via email, or you can create a new installer by clicking create installer at the bottom of the page. In here you can choose if you want to install the security product and the agent, or just the agent. You can also choose the license you want to use and select the product that you want to deploy in your environment. Here you can see ESET Cloud Administrator supports various endpoints, such as ESET Endpoint Antivirus for Windows, ESET Endpoint Security for Windows, ESET File Security for Microsoft Windows Server, ESET Mail Security for IBM Domino, Exchange Server, SharePoint Server, and also Endpoint Antivirus and Endpoint Security for Mac OS. In this example, we'll choose ESET Endpoint Security for Microsoft Windows. You'll need to accept the end user license agreement, and you can choose any other preferences you may have for this particular installer. Once you have your preferences set, click Continue. Here you can give your installer a name and choose any other preferences, such as the parent group that is going to be joined upon initial connection to the management console. And when you have finished making your changes, click Finish. You'll then be presented with a direct download link for this installer. You can also send the installer directly to your endpoint users by clicking this link here and providing an email address for the user. There are also other deployment options available, such as GPO or SCCM script. Quarantine allows you to see objects that have been detected and quarantined in the environment. Here you can see things such as when the object was first detected, the threat type, threat name, file hash, whether it's restorable or excludable, and also the number of devices this object has been detected on. This can give you an idea of the extent of any potential infection in your environment. Notifications allows you to configure system notifications that can be automatically sent to your system administration teams to notify them about important issues, such as malware outbreaks, network attack alerts, computers reporting problems, and other threats in the environment. And finally, the status overview section gives you overall status and some basic information about your licenses and your environment. So as you can see, ESET Cloud Administrator and its powerful management framework allows you to deploy, manage, and monitor all of your ESET protected devices. ESET Cloud Administrator makes it easy to enforce security policies and quickly respond to problems or threats on remote computers, allowing you to keep your environment up to date and protected. So this concludes our demonstration of ESET security products and ESET Cloud Administrator. Thank you for watching, and thank you for choosing ESET.